Williams is here on our podcast. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here on my first episode
Oh my God,
of
I'm so excited.
BioClean Unfiltered. You and I have not sat down and met and talked before, but we have been corresponding on social media. Our husbands have met and
they're like best buddies now.
I know, and it's so weird. But I feel like there's such a connection since I've met you and then seeing you on social media and just your personality. You're very, very warm and open with yourself and your business. So it really attracted me to ask you to be on my first episode. This is the kind of woman that I want to be here.
Oh my gosh,
so thank you.
I appreciate it.
But before we start, I do like to do research on my guests.
Perfect.
And I did some research on you, and I'm gonna name a few things. There are some things, awards I have to mention here because you are so amazing at what you do, and I really want our listeners to hear this. First of all, you're a wife and you're a mother of 2 boys. That's number 1, right?
Yes.
And then you're a real estate agent, obviously, but here are some of your awards that just blew my mind. Rate My Agent, you received Agent of the Year for Washington State, Agent of the Year for King County, Snohomish County, Marysville, and Lake Stevens. That in itself is amazing. For Realty One Orca, which is your brokerage, you received in 2024 the Orca Award for Golden Level 3 certificate because you closed a volume of almost $29 million in 2024.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Pretty cool.
And then you also received from Realty One a 2024 Top Producer Buyer Representation, Top Producer Transactions, and Top Producer Close Volume.
It was a busy year.
That is a crazy year. But I also
year.
saw that you were recently recognized as a top Zillow Premier Agent. And also, most importantly, you love to sing.
I sure do. Karaoke
at a local karaoke spot in Mill Creek.
Yeah.
You have
Rustic Cork in Lake Stevens and Mill Creek. Yeah.
Yep,
So
I
I'm
saw
hosting.
that. You're an avid hiker. And in 1 month, you have over 70 people on your hiking group that have enrolled in a month.
Crazy. It's crazy.
And then also, you go to your son's hockey games. You fit that in there. And you're on the cover of March's Snohomish Lifestyle magazine this month. So, this is amazing. This is empowering. I like to give kudos to people, to women especially, that are working and are mothers and work so hard and do it all. And yet here you are smiling and happy, it seems like. So I like to just shout that out to you. And
oh my gosh,
congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate that.
I want our listeners to hear that because anyone that's listening that is struggling being a mother, being in a career, needs to hear that you can do it all. You can do it all.
Yes.
So how do you do it? Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself.
How do I do it? Honestly, having a really good support system. My husband is phenomenal. He takes care of me, he takes care of the kids, the house, and just, we're a team. And so that was something that was very important to me when I was starting to date, finding someone who can kind of keep up with me. Because I am a little crazy. I'm a little high energy,
Yes.
And I don't intend to do it all. I just try to do everything that I love to do, right? And I feel like I am a natural connector. So with the hiking situation, I didn't expect to make that a club at all. I just literally posted, you know what? I've gotten into hiking. I got some boots. I said last summer, I'm going to go hiking. And you know what? I bought those boots and never went. No. I went one time. I was like, I'm in my hiking era. I'm going all the time. Went once and that's it.
Yeah.
So this year I said, I'm going to try to go at least once a month and, see what that's like. And all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, I want to go hiking.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, we have 70 people in the group.
I saw that.
Wanting to go hike. And they're like, we've always wanted to go hiking. We just didn't have anyone kind of coordinating anything.
And you do it every Wednesday.
No.
Is it?
Once a month.
Oh, once a month. Okay.
So it's very palatable, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's right now it's just on Wednesdays at a different location. So if you're in the group, you see the location, you see the time that we're meeting. So the first time we had 11 people. The second time we had about 7, and I think we have about 10 to 15 people coming on the next hike. So
crazy.
It's just really cool to see people come together and really enjoy the PNWO together.
And I think that for me, when I saw that you hike, I was like, that looks like so much fun. So people were relating to that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And how relatable you are that, hey, I'm going on this hike if anyone wants to join me.
Right.
It just sounds like so much fun.
It is fun. And what's great is Right now, it's mostly industry people because we can kind of take the Wednesday off or a little bit lighter. I do it because my kids are in school. And so that's kind of the only free time because weekends I'm at hockey games. So Wednesday is perfect. So we do it the first Wednesday of the month. And we're just doing hikes all over Washington State. So right now it's been, Bridal Veils. I think we did Lake Serene. Or no, Lake 22. And the next one is going to be Lime Kiln. Yeah.
That's great.
So we're just doing all these hikes and
That's so
getting
cool.
outside. Yeah.
It's so important too to do that for your mental health because how busy you are and you're taking that time for yourself to just kind of rejuvenate.
Oh, yeah.
And to, mentally be prepared for, tomorrow or whatever's coming your way. It's just so important to have that self-care.
I know. And the first time I did it, I was like, oh my God, why don't I do this more? This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you just, you hear nature, you hear the waterfalls. I'm like, oh,
isn't that
my
so
peace.
great?
Yes.
And I am guilty. I see it and I'm like, I need to go do that, but I don't have time, right?
So you got to make time.
It's a reminder to make that time.
You have to make time. That's the thing. And I think that's why a lot of people do say, I can't even keep up. Like, I'm tired looking at your posts. Yeah. Right? And, I am tired and sometimes I do get a little overwhelmed. But for the most part, everything I'm doing because I love doing it. So it's not.
And it shows. Yeah.
Thank you. It's not that I'm, trying to be the one who does it all. It's never like that. It's just because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. And so for you, like karaoke is also an outlet for you, right?
100%.
Singing,
yes.
because you're amazing at singing.
Thank you.
But you also bring a group to karaoke in Mill Creek.
Yeah.
I mean, people, you're like, come join me. And I see your videos of you singing and these people are joining you. And so how cool is it to be able to gather people with doing what you love to do too and just being happy and, positive, right? I think that we need more of that.
I try, because we do have a lot of negative things happening in our lives.
Oh gosh, so much.
In the world.
Right.
But it's, and even in my industry, right? We're getting rejected all the time. Real estate agents, I think the statistic was that 70% of agents didn't even sell a single home last year.
Wow.
Because we're constantly getting rejected. We have people that we love say that they're working with somebody else because they got a different deal, they got a cut from a cousin, an uncle, a coworker, things like that, right? So you got to be resilient and you got to be intentional with your time.
So speaking of real estate, how long have you been in real estate?
Yeah, so I've been licensed since 2018, so 7 years.
Wow.
But I didn't actually do anything with real estate until 2021. So I'm about on my 4th year, I believe that is.
Why was that?
So first 2 years, I got my license because when I was a little girl, me and my family would go driving on Sundays after church and just dream. And we'd look at houses. So that's kind of where my affinity for houses started. And then after that, I was just, consistently dreaming and I was just a people person. And that's really what real estate is, building relationships and solving problems. Prior to that, I was an operations manager for a couple years, 15 years.
Long time.
And
what a shift.
Yeah. So,
gosh.
Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
So as an operations manager, I was in charge of systems and processes and connecting people with the resources they needed. So it's basically the same with real estate.
Yeah.
Like I create a seamless process for home buying and home selling. I connect people with the right people like you, BioClean, if they need an electrical, plumbing. I basically just try to be the one-stop shop.
What was the reason? Was there an experience? Was there something that just clicked in your head that you're like, I'm going to transition to be in real estate?
Yeah. So I had, like I said, I had my license. I sold my first house that I purchased out in Auburn, and then I bought my second house up in Lake Stevens in 2020. And one day I was wearing a hat that said real estate life. And my neighbor, Beata, she is a luxury agent down in Seattle. And she looked at me and she's like, oh, you're in real estate or you're a realtor. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I sold my first house, this house. And she looked at me and she goes, no, you're a realtor. You need to get into real estate.
Oh, wow.
And like in just a moment, she knew that I had it. And I was like, okay, whatever, crazy lady. So I literally didn't do anything for months. I just kind of said, God, this lady keeps calling me and texting me to be in real estate. And so one night I went over there. We were drinking wine. She told me, I bet you could just take over Snohomish County. And I didn't believe in myself. I had no idea. I was working a comfortable job at Boeing at the time. But it was during the time of COVID, so I didn't even go to the building. So I didn't get to meet anybody. I was helping people via IM and email. And I was like, this isn't me. I like being like with people. I like having face-to-face interaction. And so because of COVID, obviously, it couldn't happen the way I wanted, but people still needed real estate and interest rates were still crazy.
It's so crazy you went into that during COVID.
I know, it's kind of wild. Yeah. So we moved here in 2020, August of 2020. I moved my license to Realty One Group Orca with Todd Fallman February 2021. And then just started doing real estate, taking the training, starting to do all the stuff.
Right.
And then in my first year, I closed 25 transactions.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For your first year.
For my first year.
So,
I mean, I did it with a partner at the time.
Right.
And then I ended up going off on my own the following year. And then I ended up like helping 35 people that year. So I was like, whoa, okay, I can help people.
So that's my next question. Like, was there a role model or a mentor that you have or had to get you started? Was there, someone that helped you along the way?
Yeah.
Because 25 transactions is huge.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, I just needed people, I'm a type of person who learns by experience.
Right.
So I was just finding the right people. So I was partnered with this gal and she basically just said, okay, here's my list of people and none of them have done anything. See if you can convert them. So I just started calling and showing them homes, getting them pre-approved. And then I was like, this is easy. Why are we not doing this more? It's just connecting with people and literally solving their problems, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's just like picking up the phone and making stuff happen.
And so that came naturally for you because a lot of people, they have to be coached kind of. How do I say, I need a script. I mean, is that anything you had to be coached for? Or was it just really like came to you?
I mean, I think it's also, I listened to her phone calls too. Okay. And then we had trainings within our group. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have role playing and skills development. So we're actually talking about real estate. What's going on? What are some of the objections we're hearing or reasons why people don't want to buy or sell? So we're actually talking about it and how we can get through it, and not in a way to like convince people, but educate people, right? People still think you need 20% to put down.
And that's insane amount of money.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's not the case. I mean, I have a VA buyer right now who's going in with $0 down. I got all of his closing costs covered and we just got the appraisal and he got $15K over.
And people need to hear this because I do come across a lot of people like, I don't have enough money.
Right.
I don't think I could afford a down payment.
Yep.
I don't think I can afford the monthly payment. I don't think, and so he's, the bad things that they're focusing on.
Yep.
So people, I feel like, need to hear that you can buy a house $0 down. You can be in programs that will get you to have a home.
100%.
And you have people with jobs that have had jobs for like 10 years or so, and they're still saying, I can't buy a house. I can't.
There's not real education for any of it, which is why I love doing what I do. And that's why I'm so big on social media to promote that and to educate people who don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
So what are your strategies as far as building your business and your brand? Because I feel like Celine Williams is now a brand. I really do. I think that what you're doing out on social media, no, you do. You sell your brand very, very well, which is why you stand out. So what, if you want to share, what are your strategies in that? I mean, how to do that?
I think just being really intentional. I mean, just having I'm still trying to get my systems in place, and it's so funny that you're saying that I'm a brand because I feel like I'm a hot mess express most of the time.
I feel you. Can you? I mean, with all you do, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, you really are selling your brand, and I feel like that's important in a business and marketing aspect when you own your own business, and you're doing a very, very good job of it. And so I feel like social media has a lot to do with that. But what is the strategies you think you're doing?
So I mean, I just make sure I try to show up every day, right? So I'm also trying to be omnipresent. Like I want you to see me everywhere.
Yes.
When you think real estate, I want you to think Celine Williams and her team, and not just real estate, but like providing a whole experience from beginning to like before and after close, right? I know a lot of people who have a broker and they forget their broker's name because they just didn't care for them, or they didn't really help them, right? So if somebody closes and they have an issue with their home, they know they can just come to me and I can connect them with people.
And you're calling them, not your assistant,
yes,
not your...
It's me.
It's
yes,
you.
I or my showing partner together are still helping.
So service is so important to you.
Correct.
I mean, that's everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not just selling the home and getting that commission check. You're
it's
about
relationship.
Service. Yeah. Okay.
Building and, providing for my people.
And, that's a common misconception about real estate agents is that they're just here to get a check.
A big check.
I mean, what else do you think is a misconception?
Good. That we just make too much money.
Yeah.
And yes, okay, there is obviously potential to make a lot of money, but a lot of people are actually going into a lot of debt just becoming an agent or staying an agent.
Because you have to put money into
You have all
this.
your dues. You have your investments. We don't get taxed. So we have to save 30% of all of our commissions to pay taxes too. Yeah. We have splits with our brokers too. I mean, the splits at Realty One Group are fantastic, but some places they give 50% of their check away. And so it's just, it can be hard, but at the same time, like you just got to be wise with your money.
Right.
Another misconception is that you have a lot of freedom and flexibility.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like at least I know because, when my client says they want to see a house, we're going to go see the house. Like I want to try to make that happen as much as possible.
Yeah.
Quickly.
I can see. I've been in real estate escrow in my career. I've worked with real estate agents like yourself that put their all into it and some that don't. And you can see the difference of who's successful and who's not.
Right.
What clients complain about them and who's don't.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. I think there's a huge misconception there. And it's really, I feel like the real estate agent friends that I have that I know work their butts off and they put so much money into it because they have to. It's you own your own business. You've got
exactly. We're business owners too. Yes. We're real estate brokers, but we're also business owners.
And there's like, oh, you work for Realty One.
No, I'm a business within a business.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
And I represent Realty One Group Orca, but I also represent Celine Williams, real estate broker.
The brand.
So exactly the brand. Another misconception is we're just door openers.
Yeah,
we're way more than door openers.
I know.
That's like the easiest part, right? Seeing pretty homes.
I'll just
and,
open
and
the
helping.
lockbox. There you go.
No. Because for me, I'm trying to envision what they want, help them envision themselves. So maybe we're talking about, hey, this would be a perfect place for your Christmas tree, or can you imagine, drinking coffee here? But like, this is their home. This is going to be their safe space.
And you also
oasis.
say, this isn't going to be your home.
Correct.
Like you're honest.
Correct. 100%.
I mean, I do know some that may say, oh, this is perfect for you, but really they know it's not.
I don't do things to get a deal done. What I do is I'm building a relationship with them and I tell them this. I'm going to be honest with you when I see a home because one, they don't know what to look for. And I've seen so many homes that I know what will probably come up on inspection, and even like lenders, like maybe it won't be able to be financed because of a certain condition. Two, I want to be their broker for life. So in 5 to 7 years, I want to be able to help them sell this property. If I think this home has a really hard time being sold, I'm not going to try to sell it to them, right? Unless it's like very unique to them, then, and they love it, then I'm on board. But at the same time, like I'm here to be your advocate and I want to be your advocate longer than just this transaction.
Right. And also like as a woman real estate agent, I mean, has there been some unique challenges for you too, as far as a woman working in real estate?
Right. I mean, safety is an issue, right? So you always have to make sure that you're okay.
Oh gosh,
So I do carry, right? I have a gun and my husband and I go to the shooting range on our date nights.
I saw that too. I mean, what else? Let's add it to the list. But do you like...
I've never had to like fear, but sometimes I do
careful.
Zillow. I do online leads.
That's what I was to say.
So I'm meeting complete strangers.
Yes, okay.
And sometimes it's late at night, like 7:00, right? And just before daylight savings time, it was dark at 7:00. So it's just, you got to be careful. I always have my husband have my location. Yeah. So just making sure that safety is a priority.
Right.
But yeah, I'm noticing that there's a lot more women in this industry though. So that's really nice. And most people like to collaborate and share ideas. It's just been a really great opportunity. I think the biggest thing though is trying to have family and be a real estate broker. That's what I hear a lot from other women. other moms in particular. Like, how do you do that? And it's hard because sometimes you don't have a supportive person, right?
Yeah.
I've heard of people who are out at dinner and, we get text messages from a buyer who has to see a house, or, we're negotiating with a listing agent and I'm on my phone and Nathan's fine with it. He's like, do your thing, But I've heard of people guilt tripping their partner and being like, are you always on the phone? Do you always have to be on the phone? It's like, this is my business.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I understand.
Do you set boundaries though for yourself? Because you are so busy. I
try
to have a day or maybe some time besides hiking. But
right, I'm trying to take Mondays off. So I'm trying to be intentional with my Mondays because I feel like a lot of people like take their days on Mondays. But I'm like, I feel like it's a really good time to reset everything for myself personally and get my business in order and get myself in order.
Yeah.
And then Thursdays I kind of like do light days too.
Yeah.
But I'm really focused on building a team right now and training a couple of buyers agents to really help me with that because I'm trying to break into being more of a listing agent too.
Not doing it all.
Correct.
Right. Because for to be successful, you need to have a great team, a great partner.
Correct.
But what does success look like for you though? I mean, what is success?
Success looks like freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom to do what I want to do.
Financial freedom or just freedom?
Both. Time freedom and financial freedom.
Yeah.
I'm learning that a lot too, especially with my mom being sick right now, because I want to spend more time with my family and see them more. It's just time with your family is so important, and I think it's something that people don't pay attention to.
Yeah. People think success is like, I want to grow my business and be
right.
But for you, it's family.
It's family. Yeah. Spending time with the people that I love.
Right.
And going to travel. Like I love traveling.
Yeah.
Right now I'm a very minimal travel. Like I go to Mexico. I go to an all-inclusive place in Mexico and it's fine, but I want to do
Sounds like my type of vacation. I need to have you come cater to me, serve me.
It's phenomenal, but I kind of want to get out there. Like let's go to Thailand. Let's go to Palawan,
yes,
Boracay.
I've been there.
Yes, I've never been, and I really want to go. It's gorgeous. Yes, please. Let's go to the Philippines
we
together.
We have a house there.
No way.
Yes,
oh my gosh.
It's actually like a 5-hour drive to Boracay.
Okay.
And my husband, my kids, we've all been. It's amazing.
I've seen pictures and I just want to go back.
So
I haven't been to the Philippines since I was 5.
We will go.
Yes, please. But I want to go on real big vacations.
Yeah.
Go to Australia, Europe, Italy, and do some
so that's
real
your
big
bucket
trips.
list.
Yeah.
That's
so
your
start
bucket
going
list.
traveling. I've also I love live music, so concerts are a big thing too.
Yes, I saw your
and
recent
I
concert
go.
pictures.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I guess I'm a raver now. I'm in my raving era.
That'll never go away. Who cares?
I've never been to raves before.
Really? Okay.
So that was kind of like my first rave.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm addicted.
And do it at any age. I mean, what?
I know.
That's
I know. I
amazing.
feel like it's such a 20-year-old thing to do, but whatever.
You're like, whatever. I'm still young. I'm going to go out there and dance my butt off.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm going to show houses at 8 in the morning.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Or go to a hockey game.
So we saw this this group. His name is Galantis.
Okay.
I didn't know. I haven't been out.
Our listeners are probably going to be like, I love Galantis. And we're both like, okay.
I didn't know that the headliner started at 12:20 a.m. I was like, wait, what?
Midnight?
Yeah, midnight. Midnight.
No, I can't.
We got there at 8 o'clock. I'm like, what? I have to stand here for 5 hours before the live show? Like, my feet were killing me. I was not prepared.
Gosh.
So next time, wear comfy shoes.
Next time, looked at the time.
Yeah. No, it didn't show. And then, I guess I just didn't do enough research. I had no idea what to expect. I usually just go to the concerts at Lumen Field. They start at 9, right? They have the groups in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. We're having a get together at our house, and our neighbors are coming, and they're coming at 7. And my husband's like, that is so late.
Right? I go to bed at 9:30.
I know. Just come on, be a little rebellious.
Right?
Let's have them over.
Oh my
Stay up till
goodness.
10, 11.
Yeah. So I got to just take a nap or something before I go to my next rave.
Oh my
but
gosh.
it's so fun. Me and my sister get to go. And so it's a new thing that we get to bond about.
Oh, God.
So
Yeah. So when I look at you, though, and this is me assuming, but just portraying your brand, I feel like you are successful. I look at you and I think that is a successful woman. But was there a defining moment to you that really, that you knew that, okay, I'm good at this? Was there a defining moment that you realized, you know what, this is for me. I am successful. I'm I'm on this train ready to go, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, was there a moment that you knew?
Gosh, I don't know if there was like a moment. I think it's just kind of accumulation of just being able to feel like I can do this.
Right.
Believing in myself. And I think that's when the shift actually started too.
Yeah.
When I realized, oh, I can do this.
Right.
The limiting beliefs is a true thing. If you continue to tell yourself, oh, I can't do this, it's too hard,
Right.
you're just not going to get anywhere with that attitude.
And that's so interesting that you're saying this, because I really want, if anyone's listening to this, really resonate with what you just said, because so many people do limit themselves for other people, limit themselves for their children, you know, but in not taking the time to really look at themselves and dig deep of what they can do and what their potential is.
Yeah,
you know, and
absolutely.
I hire so many people I interview, and there's so many young kids out there that are like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think, and it's so discouraging to hear that, because we can do whatever we want if we really put our mind to it.
100%.
Yeah.
I can do hard things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have hard things come to you no matter what industry you're in, right? You're always going to be dealing with challenges. So it's really looking at challenges as opportunities for growth versus, you know, something to stop you from doing what you want to do.
Stay right here, and that's, I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're fine with that, cool. Like, it's all about what makes you happy and what goal you have in mind.
Sure.
But for me, I have big goals. I have big dreams, and I want to do these things to accomplish it. But I also want to make a positive impact on my community.
Right. And what is that? What is community to your business?
Kind of what I've built right now, you know, being able to just connect everybody with people to help each other. And it's been really great getting to know so many people in the industry, not just within real estate, but within like title and escrow. Also the trades of taking care of a home, right? So I got roofers, I got attic people. I'm a type of person who follows up too. So I'll be like, hey, so my house cleaner came over. What did you think? Are they good enough? Did they meet your needs?
But you have a good house cleaner,
exactly.
by the way.
Oh my gosh, Angel's
cleaning.
cleaning service. Silver's amazing.
Shout out.
Oh my gosh, her team comes and they just take care of everything.
Tell her, you better watch this podcast.
I know,
give
right?
You a shout out, girl.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, her team comes to my house personally every couple of weeks just to do the deep clean because I'm super busy.
Right.
But I recommend her to all my clients, and then I take care. So I actually pay her to take care of my clients. So at the end of the transaction, my buyers will have a clean house to move into, and then for listings, I have it cleaned too. So I mean, she's very integral in my business.
Yeah,
it's nice to just be that connector.
Yes.
So it's just,
and you work really
great.
well within your community. You do so much for businesses.
I try to
for all of us that are having
because I know how hard it can
be.
This being a business owner is so hard.
Yeah. So as far as mental health goes, I mean, what do you do to decompress for yourself? Away from all the things.
I think just trying to be around people who are uplifting is very helpful. But if it's solo, go hiking solo, go for walks. I'm really into The Miracle Morning. Have you heard of that before?
Oh gosh, yes, I've read that book.
So good, by Hal
Yes,
Elrod.
I have that journal.
The Savers.
Oh, wow.
And so, the thing you're supposed to do is silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing.
Right.
And scribing being journaling. But I feel like starting my day off with even just some of those things makes me a better human being.
Right. Because so many things that you do in real estate just can impact you mentally with finance.
Oh yeah, it's
society
very stressful.
issues, work-life balance.
Yes,
there's
so
also
many
family
things.
Dynamics that you have to deal with. I'm sure you deal with like divorce and people getting divorced, a death in the family.
Yes, absolutely.
And who's the executor, right? Families fighting over this property.
Yeah, there's a lot of passion and drama and fear,
There is. There's a lot of fear.
Yeah.
When I was in escrow, I dealt with that myself. A lot of people that were going through a divorce, and we were like the middleman. And I'm always like, we're supposed to be a neutral third party. And then with death, it was so sad. Like, a woman that just lost her husband and now she has to sell their home. So I'm sure you've also dealt with that too.
Absolutely.
And having to deal with all those emotions. Yeah. Because right now too, with what we do at BioClean, I feel like we kind of relate in some way into a real estate industry because you have to deal with people and you have to deal with emotions. Right. We deal all the time with people that are struggling with addiction, homelessness, mental health issues. Hoarding is now considered an actual mental health issue. And those are our hardest clients because their things are they mean so much to them. It could be a cardboard box, you know, and death of a loved one, or murder, crime scene. And so just speaking about that, this is why I kind of want to tie in a job that we had. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it because being in the real estate industry, it's in a home, you know, and I want you to kind of see what can happen in homes, but also just dealing with a family that just went through a terrible, horrific, traumatic experience, which was a quadruple murder suicide. So it was 4 people that died, and the one who killed committed suicide. So, and it's a trigger warning about this, but I feel like it's something real life that we have to talk about.
Right.
And I think with the real estate industry too, these are instances and incidents that can happen.
Yeah.
So, if you don't mind, I'd like to show you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
More than a week after deputies discovered 4 bodies inside a South Hill home, the news is as bad as some feared.
The mother and father had been deceased since sometime around this summer.
The son died of a self-inflicted gunshot. His girlfriend was also shot, but it hasn't been determined if that was self-inflicted or not.
It's traumatizing knowing that that is in your community and that level of mental health was right next door to us.
This is kind of the end of the project of it ended up being a triple homicide suicide. There were 2 dead, dismembered in the freezer, downstairs in the kitchen fridge, and then there was a homicide in one of the bedrooms, and then a suicide in the master bathroom. We've already been out here and taken care of the bio portion of it, ripping out flooring and drywall and everything along those lines. So now we're coming in and getting rid of some of the porous materials, the carpeting, the padding, any of the stuff that's going to retain the smell of the decomp, and that's kind of what we're doing today. So here's the kitchen area where the 2 bodies were dismembered and put into the fridge area. As you can kind of see, the flooring's been pulled. We had the bio ran from the fridge sitting right here. It ran through and into the kind of cupboard area, pantry area. None of the real framing was affected by anything. So we just cut those pieces out, and then everything will be put back together. And then we'll head upstairs. This was a homicide in the bed area. It was on the mattress, so there was very little bio that actually ran down to the floor. We did have to take some of the plank flooring and then cut out some of the subfloor. No drywall was affected, no framing, so we just cut the portions that we need to. And then the last area is in the master bathroom here. So this right here was where the suicide was. Used to have a door here, but it happened right here on the interior. Same kind of deal, bio blood was on the flooring. So we removed the vinyl, and then a little bit reached into a vent. So we had to pull some of the subfloor, some drywall. Family members are going to be in for personal property over the weekend. So we leave a dumpster out front, and they're going to empty out as much as they want and what they want to keep, and go through personal items that they're looking to salvage.
And then this is kind of the aftermath, what we do. So it kind of shows you we really go in depth and take out the carpeting and the drywall and
Everything.
the subfloor, because blood travels fast in bodily fluids. And so,
but it's been there for so long.
So there was a bad odors, which is why we had to take all that carpeting out, because odor sticks.
Gosh.
So I just like to show some events that happen in real life, and our topic for this episode, suicide. And so we deal with so many things, mental health, like everything in life there are factors in everything. I feel like, just financial to, loneliness to everything, right? So when I show you this as a realtor, like this maybe tugs at you, but if that family came to you and said, hey, Celine, I need to sell this house. Here's the keys. Get rid of it for me. Is this something you have to disclose on your MLS? And then you personally, your opinion, like how would you deal with it in a mental health aspect?
If that was the situation, I don't believe you have to disclose it. I at least not be upfront with the information. I think what generally happens is if we're asked, then of course, then you should tell the truth. I'd probably just say, you can do your own research and find it probably with like county records.
On the news.
Exactly. Or on the news. It's on the news. So people know, right? So, I do everything that I could to get the home sold, try try to be there for that family in the capacity that I can be there for them. Hire the right people like you to take care of it and get my cleaners and everything in there. But yeah, that's so tough. And it's sad how much mental health is kind of looked down on because everybody's supposed to just be tough.
There's a stigma that you can't talk about
right.
Or sweep it under the rug.
Totally.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people know this. Now you're going to know. I suffer from depression and anxiety.
Yes.
Like I deal with it too. There are days where I can't get out of bed.
Right.
Like it's hard.
Yeah.
But that's why it's so important to have a good, strong system,
and have
community.
resources.
Correct.
And do you have the ability to give resources to your clients? I mean, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I
like
can
you
connect.
said, you give out.
I connect with everybody,
Yes, you
right? So
connect
you
with
need
everyone,
a therapist,
and that's
I got
really
you.
important.
You
Yeah,
know?
and I mean, personally, do you try to? Do your clients? I feel like you have a personal relationship with your clients. And they lean
Sometimes.
on you, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could be transactional.
I mean, sometimes I'm the therapist.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
I just get really close with my clients because think about it. I'm going through one of the most stressful times in their life, right? So sometimes they're calling me like, Celine, I'm freaking out. I really don't know if this is the right thing. And I'm like, okay, well, why do you think that? What are you afraid of? You know?
Okay.
And just kind of coaching them through that.
Right.
Because I mean, it's, some cases $500,000 in debt, right? I mean, it's a good debt that's going to really set you up for financial success, but it's still something that you're committed to. People see a 30-year loan and they kind of freak out a little bit.
Right. There's your mental health issue there.
I know, but there's so much. I mean, groceries are expensive. Gas is expensive.
And that's financial
we have
stress.
kids. We have so many things in our lives. Friendships that are like disappearing because we're at different life places. So it's easy to feel lonely. It's so easy to feel lonely. And so I think that's probably why I'm all about trying to build community and try to make people see their value.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of us we're a lot more sad than I think we care to admit.
Yes, I so agree with that. And social media just proves it.
100%.
You act like you're so happy and it's like, so everything's going for you.
I do try to keep it real on there.
Yeah,
I mean,
do.
I understand it's my business, but sometimes I'm like, holy crap, this is hard.
Right.
I'm dying right now,
Yeah, I love that. I love that you do. You try to keep it real.
Yeah, because
we all should be able to
get
do that.
Overwhelmed. And I'm sure there are people who look at my social media and think, wow, her life is perfect. I'm like, trust me, it's not.
It's not.
It looks perfect, but it's the highlight reel. It's all a highlight reel. I mean, most people are only putting their best things or things they want to share.
Right.
So, I mean, if I'm in a rut, I'm going to tell you, hey, I've been in a rut. Like, this has sucked.
And I appreciate you so much for doing this, looking at this, because I know it's hard. But I like to have for this podcast, it's about real life and real situations and a real estate agent that may come across something like this in your business.
Right.
And I want people to know you and how you deal with that and deal with your everyday life. And I think we've really done this today. And I think people that are listening to a woman that is empowering, that can do it all if she sets her mind to it. That is a mom that can struggle, that has her days that can't get out of bed, and is an honest person to her clients and your brand, And so I feel like it's super, super important for people to hear that as women too, we can get through the challenges and we can do it all.
Yep.
Really, we can.
You can.
Yeah.
As long as you have the mindset for it, right? And it's going to take time to switch to that mindset because I feel like people feel like the world is against us sometimes,
Yeah.
And so it's just keep pushing forward, surround yourself with people who are also going to lift you up.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing.
So can you tell the audience, how can they connect with you?
Awesome. So yes, you can connect with me. I'm all over social media. So if you find me on Instagram and TikTok, I'm at Homes with Celine. And then you can call me or text me, 360-292-9710.
We'll also post this.
Of course. Yes. And then I'm actually starting up a YouTube channel. So that's Selling Snohomish County.
Oh my gosh.
So right now it's me and my lender talking about our wins for our clients.
And
really,
who's your lender?
So I have two lender partners. Okay. So I have Jeff Miltenberger with NFM Lending and then Carrie Haynes with Movement Mortgage.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And so they take care of all my clients from VA, FHA, conventional, and then rehab loans, all the different things. So it usually starts there. Like I have the conversation with the clients, but then I put them with my lenders so then they can figure out out what their numbers look like.
And so that's going to be on YouTube?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
so
great.
get their numbers figured out, and then let's go find the home once you're
So what can
pre-approved.
people learn on that YouTube channel?
Everything. So it's going to be a lot about the homes, like neighborhoods in Snohomish County. I help King County, Snohomish, and Skagit County. So I'm really just going to try to show like the best places to eat, best places to live, best neighborhoods, the schools, all of the things.
Gosh, this is it.
Slowly
I love
building.
Snohomish.
Yes, I know, me too.
It's so up and coming. Do we really want people to come and know this stuff?
No. It's getting so busy around here. But also like the process, right? Like what to expect. I even have like a home buyer consultation on there. So what to expect when you're buying a home.
Amazing.
What are the things you're going to need to get a pre-approval? All the things we don't know about.
Wow.
It's crazy how
We
we
need
don't
to
know
know that.
how
We
to
do.
buy a home
Yes.
or how to sell a home.
Right.
So I'm just trying to be a resource. And if they choose to work with me, awesome. If not, find the right agent that fits your needs. But I'd love to help if I can.
Oh gosh, that's amazing. Celine, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For
This is
being
amazing.
here. You are so empowering,
Oh my
inspiring.
gosh. So are you.
So everyone needs to reach out to Celine if you need to buy or sell your home.
Please. Oh, investors too.
Yes, and investors too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.